Hello again. At long last, it appears that common sense is beginning to find its way into the subject of freedom of speech in this country and the inalienable right of British people to offend each other by making stupid jokes or even saying seriously unpleasant things. A man called Harry Miller, who is a former police officer, tweeted some light-hearted remarks a couple of years ago, including such things as, "I was assigned mammal at birth, but my orientation is fish. Don't misspecies me." This was a humorous observation on the transsexual business. He's just won a ruling in the appeal court which should stop the police recording such things in the future as hate incidents. Somebody, presumably somebody with too much time on their hands, reported these tweets to the police and claimed that they incited hatred against transsexuals. Whereupon the man who had posted the tweets was visited by a police officer who had come, he said, to check Mr. Miller's thinking. And those were his actual words. He'd come to check his thinking. Can you imagine? The police are actually visiting to check somebody's thinking. Reminds me of a famous book by George Orwell, but I can't quite bring it to mind at the moment. The thumbnail to this video shows Harry Miller, who was not prepared to be pushed around in this way for making a few jokes. At the moment, the police are obliged to record something as a hate incident or a hate crime if anybody at all says that they think that's what it is. They don't necessarily need to be a supposed victim. If any person says something about it, that's enough for the police to start recording it as a hate incident or hate crime. If I wear a t-shirt with the dictionary definition of woman as an adult female human and somebody dislikes it and complains to the police and says they think it's transphobic, then the police will put this down in their records, even if the behaviour is not criminal. If somebody overhears me talking with my friend in the street about possible differences in cognitive ability between different ethnicities and takes it amiss, he can go beetling off to the police and say that he feels that what he heard was racist, and the police will record it as a hate incident. There is, of course, a great irony here, which I'm sure that some viewers have already spotted, because trying to get a police officer to attend a crime such as a burglary or car theft is all but impossible these days. The best you could hope for is a crime number for the insurance claim. Make jokes about transsexuals though, and they'll be knocking on your door in no time at all. Quite apart from the fact that I value my freedom of speech and right to be as offensive as I please, there is also a serious point to this. If we see the police ignoring the crimes that matter to us, and let's face it, having one's home broken into is a dreadful shock for many people, and watch them spending their time instead chasing people whom they suspect of having a picnic in the country or sunbathing on the beach or making jokes about sex changes, then all respect will soon be lost for the police. This is not a good thing in a civilised society, because the next step will be that people will simply deal with matters for themselves. That the Court of Appeal has come to this decision, and in the description to this video I give a news item, a link to the news item about this, signals, I hope, the beginning of the end for people who want to silence those of us who ask questions or express the wrong ideas. I hope that it is the opening shot in a counter-revolution against the whole cancel culture and all the rest of that nonsense.